You're beginning to grow and create new things for yourself. And you're learning to step back from some conflicts in your life that have really been a thorn in your side. So if any of this clicks with you, please keep watching. Your cards this week are the Empress, the Nine of Wands, and the Four of Swords. Please take a moment, listen to your heart, and decide which cards are calling to you. And if you like, you can leave a comment and let me know what you chose. I'm always happy to hear from you. First, we have the Empress. You chose the Empress because you are nurturing something. There is something that you have begun to grow and create, and you are in the process of sort of gestating this thing. It's very much a card of fertility. One could even say pregnancy. And certainly the aspect of the Divine Mother. Now, I will caution that while the Empress is sometimes a card of actual pregnancy, that may not be your exact situation here. This is not medical advice, and so I always advise people to consult with a doctor if you think you might be pregnant. What we do see here, though, is this thing that you've begun creating. And it's important with the Empress to note that, this idea of, again, sort of the symbolic idea of pregnancy. So the thing that you're creating, that you've begun nurturing, the seed has been planted and it's sort of gestating inwardly. You are not ready yet to put this out to the world. And that's a very important and subtle bit of meaning with this card. It is not, just like a woman who is pregnant, it takes 9 months roughly for your baby to be ready to be born. So this thing is something that you are cultivating within yourself. You are thinking and planning, and maybe you are putting some steps in place to begin this thing and make it grow, but it is not ready to be put out to the world yet. And so there is a sense of nurturing, but also patience with this. In terms of King of Swords, there is another person involved in whatever it is that you're gestating here, whatever it is that you are nurturing and trying to bring to the world. And the other person that has an interest in this is really trying to lean on you a bit, trying to get you to hurry up. There is some sense that you need to establish some boundaries with this. This other person who's trying to rush you is making you feel like you need to be going faster. You need to be doing more to make this thing grow and be ready for the world quicker. Maybe you're a parent, you have a child, and there is some sense that they're struggling to learn something or be ready for certain experience. They're not exactly where other people involved in their life feel that they should be. And so that's playing on your own sense of accomplishment and ability to perhaps raise this child. Spirit wants you to know that you do not need to rush, that you need to allow this to take its time. You'll achieve those boundaries by taking some time to really have a good conversation with this person who's external to your life, and keep it on a friendly level. I sense that this person is someone who generally is well aligned with you. There's someone who cares about you. There's a good bond between the two of you on whatever level your relationship exists. But they're bringing this sense of urgency to things, and it's not helpful. So communication may be breaking down here. You really need to take the time, have a calm, as pleasant as it can be, conversation with this person. Come from a place of love and nurturing. Embody the Empress. Be the Empress in this situation. Next up, we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a very interesting card. It suggests that you are at a well-established place in your career or job and the things you're doing with your life's endeavors. And you're kind of getting to the end of this thing, and you're right on the cusp of the final achievement, really the culmination of this thing you've been doing with your life. And yet, we see in this card, there is this sort of looking back. There are all these wands sort of behind you. And there are many ways to interpret this. The more negative and challenging view of this is that you are sort of looking back over your shoulder. This could suggest that you are wondering, did I do the right things? Do I feel as accomplished as I should at this point? Perhaps some sense of forgetting, a sense that you need to remind yourself of how much you've actually achieved, because you're getting right to the last bits of this thing, the final push to get to the end of this endeavor and realize all of the success that you've been working so hard to achieve. And so that is the more challenging aspect of it. With that, we can also consider that these stabs behind you are the things that you've achieved, that everything has not been for nothing. As hard as things might seem right now, and as you're looking at the end of whatever this is, that those achievements are very real, they matter, and they count. And they will continue to serve you even when you move on to the next thing. So as we look at the rest of the cards here, there is this, it's a really interesting situation that you're in. There's a lot of great opportunity and hope here, despite what your trepidations or anxieties might be around this. I think this really applies to someone who maybe you're getting towards a place of retirement in your life. So maybe you're a bit older, you've been working in a career or job for a long period of time. Generally, you've had success and some joy and fulfillment at it. And now you're in a place where you're like, I'm giving this up. Perhaps I need something else to do. And so the Five of Swords here underscores some of those feelings of, was this all for nothing? What did I really gain from this? Because it all seems to be coming to this end. And perhaps I should be, that you should be happy and celebratory about it. There is this great achievement here. A sense of victory, but at what cost? You essentially destroyed everything in the process of this conflict. And so what good was it? And that's the real emotional conflict, and also conflict in your thoughts that you're having right now, is like, I had this long career, I did all this stuff, I've made it to retirement, but it feels hollow. It feels empty to me. What good was it? Maybe I didn't spend enough time with family because I was so busy working. Or maybe I didn't cultivate other parts of myself, or I didn't get to engage in hobbies or travel or something else I wanted to do. And I didn't choose to do that. Maybe I should have. There's some remorse and regret there. But there is this looming sense of emptiness. How will I fill my days? Should I just, it's fine in the beginning of retirement to just sit around and relax. But most people, when they retire, they find themselves getting quite bored and needing some other purpose and meaning in their life at that point. There is something new for you to do. There is a new adventure, a new endeavor for you to begin. There are a few things in your situation that will give you some more guidance in finding this new direction and picking up the new thing. One is more internal, and it's the sense that to figure out what this next thing should be, to start exploring that, it's a time to really reflect and go back into childhood. Really consider the things you loved to do when you were young, before you chose your career in life, when you were a young adult, a teenager, and even a child. And look at those things. What were those things that you really loved to do? Especially things that you sort of had to set aside as you grew up, became an adult, had responsibilities, had finances and bills to pay. What are the things that you sort of lost along the way? And think about them, contemplate them, not just from the intellectual sense, like I like to draw or I like to play hockey or whatever it was, but really dive into what are the feelings that these things evoked within me when I did them. You know, what is the deeper sense of satisfaction that came from drawing or from playing this sport or this activity or whatever it was, books that you like to read, the thing that you used to love to do. Really dive into that. And then with the tower says to you, so why didn't you? And this is the call to you to really sort of break down this tower that you built. You're going to sort of strip away some of this hardened sense of this is the way things have to be. The old order of yourself, as well as the old order of the world around you, as a reflection of yourself, is breaking down. That can seem difficult and chaotic and obviously destructive. It can evoke a lot of the anxieties that we spoke of in this, but don't be afraid of it. You've made your mark, you've done your things, you deserve to take up this new thing. So don't be afraid to break these things down within yourself, to go against the grain a bit, and just allow it to happen. Be accepting of it. You may find yourself thinking, oh, I should take up, I don't know, let's just say it's dance, for example. And for most of your life, well, I could never dance. I'm too afraid. I don't want to be seen. Again, that's the breaking down of the self-concept. And then with that, the world around you will start to break itself down. So really embrace that. Finally, we have the Four of Swords. You chose the Four of Swords this week because, well, there's a few things. I think you're feeling a sense of exhaustion and burnout. The Four of Swords, sometimes people see this card, they see the picture, and they think it's like death or illness. And I don't always agree with that interpretation. I sense that this is more about some burnout, some frustrations, and some conflict. This frustration, I think, centrally revolves around conflict that you're having with other people, either a group of people or a singular person. And so, along with this general idea of rest and self-care, really the Four of Swords is telling you for you to take a step back from the conflict. So I sense that you've been greatly engaged in arguing with this person, trying to tell them what you think is the right thing, trying to get them to see your way. That's very difficult for you because you're someone who feels like often that you do prevail in these types of conflicts, that you are a very influential and well-spoken person. You have a profound capacity to engage with others, influence them, and get them to see your way. And often in your life, you've been celebrated for that. That's something that other people admire in you. And it's part of why you've been put into whatever position you've been put in. Maybe you're someone who acts in a role of great leadership, perhaps in your career, in your family, and amongst your peers. And so you derive a great deal of satisfaction for that. But in this case, this is a new step for you. It's a transformation for you to understand that a lot of what makes you right does not come from other people telling you that you're right. That what makes your thoughts and feelings and ideas valid is your own internal truth, your faith, and commitment to yourself. Often in life, we receive external validation, but we still carry a more internal sense of not feeling valid. So everyone around you can tell you that you're doing great, that you're a wonderful person, that you're right about this thing, and the other person's wrong. And yet somewhere deep down inside, you have this subconscious nagging sensation that you are still not right, Probably because the person that you are in conflict with will not see it your way. So these reactions that you're having, these deeper subconscious feelings that you're in conflict with surrounding this disagreement with this person, really are you reacting to other conflicts and betrayals from earlier in your life. And that's why you're not able to have this more internal feeling of being right, an internal sense of prevailing in this, that you are justified. Because even though those around you are singing your praises, you have a very deep wound that is being reopened by this situation. It's being triggered. Maybe childhood even. Maybe this was an interaction with a parent where they just completely invalidated you. They did not allow you to speak and believe and feel your own truth. It's something that hurt you very deeply. So a lot of your struggle and reaction with this and your inability to have an internal sense of rightness and being justified comes from this earlier thing. So finally, the high priestess here is this call to you as you step back from this conflict to take that time to reflect. And in a little more material sense, you may wish to find another person who can help you reflect on that. It's very difficult for us to see ourselves. We all need a mirror to see those bits of ourselves, the shadow self, to really go into whatever this past thing was. Someone that you can trust and put faith in to help you discover this inner part of yourself that is unhealed. And so that's the work that you need to do as you pull back and take this time for yourself. And it will put a strain on you. So there will be some actual rest that goes with this. This sort of deep inner work can have a very physical effect on you. So be prepared for that as well. As always, I hope these messages were helpful and insightful to you this week. If you'd like to explore any of these things further, I do offer a free personalized tarot reading just for you when you sign up for my newsletter. You can find links to that in the description of this video or the comments, depending on where you're watching. So I hope you all have a great week. Thank you for watching, and I love you all.